Welcome back everyone to another episode of the Crafty Crow Show. Today's video, we're just going to do a drive through Harlan. Gorgeous day outside. I'm going to try to take you some kind of order to go through town. But we'll take a drive through town. You can see how downtown Harlan looks today and see if it compares to the way you remember it if you don't live here anymore. So stick with us, come with us. Let's see what downtown looks like here on this beautiful sunny day. Okay guys, this might be a long one, I don't know. And I apologize for the loudness of my truck. I can't keep it too quiet. But we're starting out on North Main Street, heading into town. Years ago, Main Street used to be a two-way street that's right in front of us, but not anymore. So we'll turn down here. Honestly, I don't remember the name of this street, but we're going to be turning on to North Cumberland Avenue. So this is kind of the bottom of town. The next road over is the bypass. So now we're heading south into town. This is kind of a little residential section, Cumberland Avenue is. Lots of old houses, lots of beautiful houses down through here. Everybody keeps them up really well. And it's just a pretty place. Now, like I said, I'm going to try my best to have a little bit of order. So we're going to go around the outer streets that border town and then do all the cross streets on the inside. All while I try to keep this massive Dodge from being too loud. And I need to straighten up some, don't I? On the left is Mount Pleasant Funeral Home. For those of you that don't know, Harlan used to be called Mount Pleasant. And I think that's where it got its name. I don't know how old the funeral home. This ain't going to be as much a history video as just a drive through town and enjoy the drive with me. So as you can see, the old muffler shop here on the right, they've got a lot of business today. Looks like they got a lot of cars to fix. That's Total Auto Service. You have Hearthside Bank now, which used to be Home Federal Bank. They just recently changed it. By the way, it's 1 o'clock in the day on a Friday, so we're just taking a stroll through town. It's right in the middle of the day, so it's, you know, good and busy, so you'll kind of see how everything buzzes around here in town a little bit in the middle of the day. Left is where, what did that used to be? Cabinet for Health and Family Services. That used to be Lewallen Hotel, the backside. Then you have the commissary there on the left. You got Harlan Funeral Home right in front of us where that vehicle's parked. And now we're turning from Cumberland Avenue on to Clover Street. Now you've got the Harlan Center there on the right. Excuse me for my bumpy. Coming up Clover, you've got the Harlan Christian Church on the left, the new Justice Center, that light brick building there on the left, the old Ford Motor Company on the right, you have the First Presbyterian Church, which I think there on the right is the oldest church in Harlan, if I'm not mistaken. The Harlan County Health Department's right there on the right, that building on the right, and they own that one on the left. Now coming down through here, this used to be, Clover Street was Kentucky 38 until they put the flood wall through and built the new 38. But on the left, all this from here on is the Harlan Independent Schools. This building we're coming up on is the elementary school, and then you'll see the high school here in a few minutes. All this construction, I might get this wrong. The only cafeteria that they've got for the high school or anything is in the elementary school here. So they're getting ready to build a walkway from the high school over, so it's not as dangerous for the kids to cross the street. And you could see a little bit of that rock wall that was there. That was actually built by stonemasons years ago, probably back in the 20s and 30s. So now we're going to turn up. You've got that beautiful old Episcopal church that you just seen on the left. It's all stone. It's gorgeous. We'll turn up to Mound Street and we'll come back down Mound Street. Now, old maps and stuff showed a couple of these houses on the right were actually hotels at one point in time. That's just really nice houses now. Up here at this corner on the right, you'll see Clover Fort Clinic, but that was actually the site of the old Harlan Hospital. That's where a hospital was. I think Mom was even born there. And it was a pretty big structure, actually, until they built Miners Memorial Hospital, which is now ARH, but that's where it was located. You've got the Harlan Methodist Church here on the right. Another beautiful church, and that somewhere around it was the location of that brickyard for the courthouses. And then here you've got the Harlan Baptist Church on the right. So this brings us back down to Cumberland Avenue. You can see the bypass out there in the front. So we'll come back around. Okay, next up, Cumberland Avenue, turning back onto Clover Street. We're going to take a left onto Main Street. Main Street's had some work done, some revitalization. It needs a ton more because there's lots of historic buildings. You got the tallest one right there on the left. That was the Lewallen Hotel, which is now, it's closed. You got the old Newberry's building there on the right where it says Main Street Mall. My family actually, we owned that for a while, had a restaurant and a flower shop in there. There's the portal on the left, which used to be Harlan National Bank. And they've done a lot of decoration. You've got a little shop here called Sassy Trash. They take old furniture, old items and stuff, they fix them up, make them look real pretty, and sell them, and it's all unique things. Those girls have done a lot of good with that. Just past the fire station, which is a very nice fire station, and you see, of course, the Baptist Church again coming up there. We're back to Mound Street, so we'll take a right there and go into First Street. Now, a lot of these places and things, guys, I've got ideals to do videos on them, like the Lewallen Hotel, the fire station. I'm sure there'll be plenty more coming to me later on. So it's kind of like a preview of some of the stuff we're going to do, and I'm trying to give you perspective for those of you that are not around here on how the town's laid out. So here's First Street. You turn on to First Street, you'll have the Harlan Post Office there on the right, and it's actually a really pretty building. Coming up the tall building on the right there on the corner, that's where the Harlan County Beer Company is going to be. Courthouse Square here on the left. Then you've got the Justice Center. Something I didn't clarify in my courthouse video, which if you've not seen, here's the link to it up here. Something I didn't clarify. They moved all of the courtrooms and stuff to the Justice Center. The county court clerk's office, the judge executive office, and all that is still in the old courthouse. So it's two separate buildings that kind of function as one in a way. Just all the court cases, and if you have to go to court for anything, your driver's license and stuff is in the Justice Center now. So both buildings still operate, and the building there on the left is still considered the courthouse, the Harlan County Courthouse. So this is 2nd Street. We're coming up 2nd. There used to be a theater here on the right, this building on the right. There on the left was Creek's Drug Store, which was really important to a lot of people around here. And then this part of 2nd Street, you have a lot of houses and stuff. And these are, all these houses are old. We're talking 30s and 40s. That's when they were built. This is up where the old hospital was. This nice big house on the right, and we'll do a video on the hospital eventually, but I was told, I've not researched, but I was told that was actually the nursing quarters for the nurses that worked in that hospital. That's where they would stay. Don't hold me to it. I've not done the research on it, but that's what I was told, so we'll have to look that up. Then turn on to 3rd Street, and besides houses, the biggest thing here on 3rd Street is right here on the right. That's the Harlan County Public Library. And as you all know, especially for the Coal Monument video, which if you've not watched, it's right up here. I have spent a bunch of time in that place. They've got to know me pretty good there at the library. But it's a great resource for you to use. I mean, it's a great library altogether. It's a really good library. Other than houses, you've got Anderson Laws Funeral Home, Anderson Laws and Jones Funeral Home here on the right. Now, turning off 3rd, back onto Clover. And there was the health department right in front of you there. We'll go on back up to the school, and then we'll come down Central Street. Again, right there in front of us, that rock, that was all laid by Italian stonemasons. They done all kinds of work in this county. I think they come in with Lynch at the mine up there at Lynch, but you know, they had to find work after they built everything up there out of stone, so they come down here and was building all kinds of different projects. So here's Central Street. There was a good view of the Episcopal Church again. I always get tongue-tied with saying that. Harlan High School here on your left. The high school is there. Then you've got the gym that you see right there behind the sign. And then the next little section of building is the middle school. This house on the left, with that kind of pinkish look stucco, that is the oldest house in Harlan. The internal structure is still a log cabin structure. It used to be 3 stories. A guy I work with, Kobe, actually lives there. It used to be 3 stories. The only reason it's not on a historic register, it had a lot of leaking in the roof and stuff, and they had to tear off the top part and kind of shorten the building down, because they had changed the structure. They couldn't put it on the registry. But that is the oldest house in Harlan still standing. Have no idea when it was built. If Kobe's watching the video, he might can tell us down at the bottom, because I know he's researched his house some. But I always thought that was cool. It's still a log cabin. Courthouse Square again, of course, you got the doughboy there on the left protecting the courthouse, as he's done for years. Done a video on that one too. And then on down Central Street, a lot of these buildings here on the left don't have anything in them anymore. And then there's on down Central, but we're going to turn on Main and head back to where we started from. So again, you'll see it coming up here, the fire station there on your right. Try to turn you can see it a little bit better. Guys, I can't remember right off when they built it. I know about when, but I don't exactly remember. It's one of those, you know it was built, but you don't remember when it was. But here's Main Street in Mound. I'm going down Main. The old oak tree sits right in front of my mom's house. That's where we moved to when we left Lowell. And those are nice houses. I might get in there and show you that house one day. All 3 of those are kind of identical, if Mom will let me. You know, you never know. And that brings us back out Main Street and back to the flood wall where we started. And there we go. That's our little short drive through Harlan. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and hope, you know, there's not a wide angle on this thing, so it's kind of hard to see some of that off the side, I know. But it was a nice day, a nice drive, and I thought I'd bring y'all along and just show you what downtown looked like. Plenty more to look at, plenty more in the pipeline, don't worry. So, hope y'all enjoyed the drive. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Until next time, love one another as the good Lord tells you. And we'll see you on the next video.